The 60s were known for having some of the most attractive and incredibly talented stars ever seen in the history of Hollywood. The actors and actresses in that era were the definitions of beauty and brains, and they certainly made unforgettable contributions to Hollywood. Unfortunately, some of the then famous 60s movie stars have passed away. The few of them that are still alive look nothing like they looked in the 60s, and some have quit acting completely. This video will reveal some of the cute 60s movie stars who are now in their 80s. Anne Margaret. Known for her beauty, sultry voice, and unique acting skills, Anne Margaret was a 60s it girl. Her attractiveness was obvious from a mile away, but there was more to this lady who was quickly labeled as a sex symbol. Right from the start, the Swedish-American star was determined to make a name for herself. Her genuine love for singing led to her pursuing a career as a singer. After her single titled "I Just Don't Understand" began to top the charts, she decided to try acting. With her debut role in Francis Coppola's Pocket Full of Miracles, she began her journey in Hollywood. The actress got her breakthrough shortly after with Bye Bye Birdie in 1963 and Viva Las Vegas in 1964. All through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the actress continued to appear in movies. She was able to combat typecasting by refining her skills, and her role in Carnal Intelligence was proof of that. It's been over 7 decades since the mesmerizing actress stepped foot into Hollywood, and it is interesting to see how much she has changed over the years. Anne Margaret is one of the 60s stars who has aged gracefully. Even at the age of 81, she still looks beautiful. Anne Margaret has not abandoned her passions now that she is older. She still acts and makes music to date. Sophia Loren. The fierce and powerful Italian actress lives such a vibrant and youthful life that it may be difficult to picture her as an old woman in her 80s. Sophia Loren wasn't surrounded by the most favorable circumstances in childhood. She grew up in the slums of Pozzuoli during the Second World without any support from her father. At the time, it was very unlikely that someone living in her condition would make it in Hollywood. However, fate favored the actress. After she entered a beauty contest, she was spotted by film producer Carlo Ponti, who later helped her get minor roles in the movie industry. Whether she was appearing in Italian movies or American movies, one thing that was evident about the actress was her beauty. There were a lot of beautiful stars in the 60s, but Sophia Loren was undoubtedly one of the most beautiful. The actress worked her way to the top, remaining a bona fide international movie star throughout the 60s and 70s. She dropped memorable performances in films like It Started in Naples and Marriage Italian Style. After being off screens for several years, Sophia Loren made a shocking return to screens in the 2020 film The Life Ahead. She was 85 years old at the time, and people were certainly surprised to see her back on screens. One thing that is evident about the actress now is the fact that she still loves acting very much. The renowned Italian actress is currently 88 years old, and she is one of the last surviving major stars from Hollywood's golden age. She may not look as vibrant as she once was, but she has certainly aged well. Raquel Welch. From the moment the actress emerged from the sea in her furry bikini in the 1966 film 1,000,000 Years BC, she instantly got the attention of several men and became a sex symbol. Her bikini scene may have made her more famous, but she still had to work hard to remain relevant at a time when there were tons of sex symbols. All through the 60s, she solidified her position in the acting world with her unique film persona. She was known internationally for her roles in notable films like Bedazzled, 100 Rifles, and Hannie Calder. Her role in The Three Musketeers was also considered one of her best roles at the time. Interestingly, Raquel Welch's rise to fame in the 60s is said to be one of the factors that contributed to the ending of Hollywood's vigorous promotion of the blonde bombshell. After decades of acting, she played her final roles in the 2017 sitcom Date My Dad and How to Be a Latin Lover. Raquel Welch has kept a low profile since then. Her most recent public appearance in 2021 came as a shock to many when she was spotted wearing a casual white top, black pants, and a straw hat. The actress sadly died on February 15, 2023 at age of 83. Richard Chamberlain. He was one of the best-looking male stars in 1960s television, and he sure knew how to act. His career began shortly after he was discharged from the Army as he started with guest roles in the series. It wasn't long before television viewers began to notice the good-looking, charming Richard Chamberlain. The role that defined his career and led to him garnering numerous female fans was his role in the medical series Dr. Kildare. It wasn't long before people started referring to him as the king of miniseries. While the attention and fame he was getting were great, the actor wanted to be known as more than a charming man in the series. He challenged himself by returning to stage productions to refine his skills and kept on honing his craft in order to become more versatile. He also starred in some iconic productions like The Thornbirds, Wallenberg, and Shogun. In more recent years, he appeared in the 2018 horror film Nightmare Cinema and the 2019 film Finding Julia. The 60s heartthrob is currently 88 years old, and he is still going strong. Richard Chamberlain still takes on acting jobs occasionally. Michael Caine. The legendary Michael Caine remains one of the best actors that the 60s birthed. But aside from being an incredible actor, he was one of the cutest male stars at the time. His journey to Hollywood started in theater, where he worked as an assistant stage manager before transitioning into television dramas. He garnered fame in the early 1960s as a result of his role in the 1964 film Zulu, and his career kept on progressing after that. He later appeared in some high-profile movies all through the 60s and 70s. Some of these movies include the film Gambit, The Last Valley, and The Battle of Britain. It's been over 7 decades since the charming actor got his big break, and it is safe to say he has built a successful career over the years. He may not be as fresh-faced as he once was, but the 89-year-old actor still looks good for his age. Brigitte Bardot. Brigitte Bardot had star potential from the very start. Her radiant beauty and bright aura made her the perfect fit for modeling gigs in the early years of her career. After finding herself in the French magazine Elle, she decided to try out film roles. Her debut role was her portrayal of Javotte Lemoine in Crazy for Love. After appearing in a couple of French films, she began to appear in American productions. As soon as she started gaining popularity, people couldn't help but notice her sex appeal. She had an electric impact on millions of American men who had not seen a woman like her in a very long time, if ever. Brigitte's explosive sexuality caught the country by storm. The actress certainly enjoyed the perks of fame at the time, but it wasn't long before she decided that she didn't want to live in the spotlight anymore. She retired from acting after filming The Edifying and Joyous Story of Colino in 1973. Brigitte Bardot has not returned to work since then. The retired actress is now 88 years old, and she certainly looks different from how she looked in the 60s. One thing is for sure, she looks great for an 88-year-old woman. You have come to the end of this video, but before you leave, we have a question for you. Which of these 60s stars do you miss the most? Let us know in the comment section and check out the next video.